Hi. You know, I was just thinking, talking to myself as always, about to write some prompts for a video that I want to make. And I was thinking, you know, diets, people just choose to eat only certain foods for their health and whatever. And I was thinking, just in general, why that doesn't work. I forgot. I'm trying to pick up from before that, but I cannot remember. So everything happens for a reason. So whatever. And I was thinking, restrictive diets. The problem with the problem with people that are trying to get rid of something from their lives. Could it be addiction? Could it be a habit that they don't like? Could it be eating certain foods or being addicted to certain things? Such as fucking confirmation, such as whatever you're trying to get rid of your life that you're likely to one on the timer to tend to, right? And for example, the diet. You want to stop, I don't know, you may want to stop eating, or you may want to, whatever your purpose for dieting is. But the problem is that we usually go about, for example, let's say I'm incredibly obese and I live in the middle of the trash in my house, and I just play video games the whole day, and then I realize, fuck, what am I doing with my life? And I just go, okay, just like it's New Year's resolution, tomorrow I'll be a new woman, tomorrow will be a new man. And the thing is, that doesn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. It's like with the diet. When you restrict yourself of things, basically what you're doing is you're thinking all the time, I can't eat that, I shouldn't eat that, I won't eat that. But you're not enjoying it, and it's becoming torture for you, right? And you're having all the time that food, let's say chocolate, on your mind, as in, I shouldn't eat chocolate, I shouldn't eat chocolate, I shouldn't eat chocolate. And at the end of the day, you're torturing yourself. Girl, you are torturing yourself. The way I go about these things, for example, whatever it is, and I have learned this because I'm the type of I was I was the type of person to go, okay, tomorrow I'll have a full-blown routine. I will wake up at 6 a.m. and do this and that and that and the other, and I would just become the best person of myself for the end of the year. Second day on it, and I'm just like, I want to kill myself. I don't want to do this. And that's the problem. You cannot change from one day to the other, just like with the food. You will not one day be eating shitty food and the next day start eating only greens, only carbs, only vegetables, only this, only the other. Because it doesn't work like that. The way I approach it is, there's this guy I saw on a video. I couldn't tell you what it was, and he got asked, what's his favorite dance for a girl to have, and he started asking about the valse, but it was a metaphor, about the valse. Basically saying, a woman that knows, a person that knows what they want, what they are aligning with. And if they decide to do something that is misaligning them, that they do it from that, that place of, I know I'm eating chocolate when I'm going on a diet, and I know what I'm letting happen when I do this. I know what are the consequences of my actions throughout everything. You know what I mean? Like, I know I want to get to be this person, or I know I want to maintain my lifestyle up here, and I know doing this thing takes me down. I am, consciously saying, yes, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing it anyways. I'm being conscious of my decisions, right? And why did I why did I start talking about it? Oh my god. Everything happens for a reason, so. But it's basically this thing with the diet, you know? You are not supposed to restrict yourself of I'm never gonna eat carbs again. I'm just gonna be a new person. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go to the gym from 6 to 9 a.m. This and that and the other. Like you're killing yourself, girl. You know, that may work for someone, but I bet that if it works for someone, it's not someone that just started one day and kept it forever. I bet it's not. And if it is, I'm gonna be incredibly surprised. You know, it could happen for a person that slowly, gradually started that. Okay? Okay. And I think I was the type of person, I don't remember where I left off, I apologize. I was always the type of person to, how to say it, used to think that I was completely undisciplined. And I would just, make a whole plan for the day and be like, it's really easy. It's easy on paper. I stressed my mind off making all of these plans and doing this and doing that, 0606 on a timer. And I was like, what? I don't think I can do it. Like, I don't have the discipline. I cannot just make a routine and follow up like other people do. I cannot just, wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning and fill myself with days of, routinary things from beginning to end, even if I do them differently or this or the other. It didn't work for me. And I honestly felt like, is it not gonna be my case that I get to have like a, functional life and do my things? And I don't know, I felt like, wow, maybe that's just not for me. And it was not for me, in fact, but not in the way I thought. I thought I was just, I didn't think of this consciously because I never like to keep myself stuck on my own personal made presence. But I used to be like, yeah, this isn't working for me. Never came to a conclusion because we don't need them. But I was like, this isn't working for me. And something that I learned, and I'm telling you because it took me a while. People was always with me, like, take it slow. You don't need to change your life overnight, but one step at a time, baby steps. 727 on the timer, and you get there. And I did not get it. I did not get it. I was like, what are baby steps? I don't know. I've been running my whole life, and the thing I started doing that helped me a lot with that. First, as always, I think I always tell you this, is be honest with yourself. You can lie to anyone you want in the world. You're free to if you decide, okay? But the one person that you should never lie to is yourself. Because girl, let me tell you something. The only person that you kill by doing that is yourself. You kill your expectations, you kill your dreams, you kill your opportunity to succeed, you kill your progress, you kill your evolution, you know, you kill your success. Your success. Your best life lies within you being honest with yourself. The truth will set you free. Exactly. Exactly. And you need to be honest with yourself and understand, you know, being conscious that every decision that you make leads you somewhere, okay? Every time you decide to do something or not to do something, to do this or to do that, it's leading you somewhere. And I'm not telling you always make the right decision, but make the effort to always consciously understand what you are deciding, okay? First thing, okay, with my therapist, we would always do this thing that helped me a lot. So I'm going to tell you that we would she would tell me, do you realize you do this? And I'm like, no. And she's like, okay, I want you for the next week to just watch it. Just see yourself and realize if you do this or if you don't do this. And for the next week, I didn't change anything. I just watched myself and said, oh yeah, I do that. I do that. And then on the next session, she started giving me tips to actually change it, right? So first thing ever is just watch yourself. What do you do? What decisions do you make? When I'm presented with a choice of doing something that I know drives me for a better purpose, for a better, better direction, I'm like, oh, that's a casual. Or I'm presented with the option of going down that creek. What do I choose? If you choose the creek, be like, okay, taking notes. Go to the creek. If you choose the creek, go to the creek. Okay? Timer. Then first watch yourself. And I personally, I don't know if this is, something that everyone does, but I personally was like, okay, I get it. I do that, and I do that because of this. For example, I do that because it gives me instant gratification, and it's easier and more appealing to do this than to do that. Right? To get to the castle, I need to cross some fucking alligator thing, and I need to fight off this, the whatever. I need to prove myself worthy. And it's a fucking castle, but over this creek, I don't need to do anything. I just need to go, right? And overall, with that foundation base, that baseline, the only thing you need to do is be laser focused, eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. You don't need to change your life overnight. Okay, I used to suffer love with that because I was like, I don't know, I need my life to be different now. Confirmation 1114. I was like, I need my life to be over now. I need to move on. I need to do right now. I need it to be now. And I was so frustrated. I was like, why doesn't my life just change already? And I just timer. And I just, I slowly started, just making my decisions more conscious. If you can go to a therapist, 1144 on the timer, if you have that available to you, I absolutely recommend it. Not every therapist is for every person, okay? Not every therapist have the same techniques, research about that, but I would absolutely recommend going to a therapist. Divine, okay? But yeah, the only thing that you need to do is laser focused, eyes on the motherfucking prize, okay? And follow your intuition. 1212, okay? Follow your intuition. Let me tell you something. I used to think that intuition was this thing, kind of like that happened to special people. The thing about it is that intuition, we all have it. The thing is that sometimes you don't realize when you're making intuitive decisions and when you are making fear-based decisions or ego decisions, right? Decisions from the brain. Not always fear-based, but controlling ego. And the thing about it is that you need to realize your intuition will never lead you astray, and you need to, understand what is me following my intuition and what is me being on my brain. Because your intuition is there. Your intuition is there. It has always been there, and it will always be there. What you need to understand is, okay, is this intuition or is this ego? One way that my therapist helped me, 1313, realize that was like, I was really getting into it. I was like, I don't know. And that was like my breaking point. I don't know. And I said to her, I think this person likes me, but I may just be making it up. And she says, if there's intuition, 1332 on the timer, if there's intuition, there's no doubt. Okay, and that's when I realized, okay, when I'm on my intuition, I know it, but when I talk about it, I say that's ridiculous. That could never be, right? I talk myself out of it because logically it doesn't make sense. Because I think, no, maybe you should try and, sorry guys, I keep getting interrupted. But I think it's a message trying to come true to not. I was just about to finish this video and try it tomorrow, and I said no. No. Because you need to be sharp, laser focused on what you want. Yeah, laser focused on what you want. Okay? Your intuition will never lead you astray, as I was saying. And if you are still not tapped into your intuition, you're like, okay, what do I do if I'm not tapped into my intuition? Tap into your body. If you're exhausted, that's your body telling you need to rest. If you are hungry, that's your body telling you, hey girl, let's eat. If you have a certain craving, that's your body telling you something too. Sometimes it's not immediate, like you're craving sugar, that means you need sugar, right? A lot of times when you have a restrictive meat diet, like maybe vegetarian, vegan, or you just eat very little meat, you will get sugar cravings. Okay, you can search that. What does it mean if I'm craving this? What does it mean that I need? Okay, but listen to your body first. Listen to your body. Okay, and try and find ways to understand what's your intuition. Okay, because let me tell you, intuition is there. It's just you sometimes make decisions based on intuition, most of the times maybe without even realizing, because when you're not tapping consciously into it, usually your intuition works when you're open. Okay, when you're an open vessel. For example, when I look at people, I know people always know that I'm looking at them. Doesn't matter if I'm behind you or whatever, people know when I'm looking at them. I don't, if I'm looking at you, okay? And what I have noticed, because I have played with this a lot, mostly going on the bus, staring at people on the streets, is that people look at me because they notice that I'm looking at them, and they look back at me when, they are open. For example, you're just walking, not thinking anything, not trying anything, not putting your effort into anything, just walking, going your way, not really thinking, mindlessly walking. They're likely to look back and then be like, oh my god, I'm looking at someone. Okay? Being open means you're not doing something, you're not trying anything, you're just open to receive. And someone talks to you, you listen to them. If someone, when you're open, if someone talks to you, you will captivate that. You'll be like, yes, no, the other street, right? That's being open. It's being receptive. Okay, when you are receptive, in those moments is the moments in which you're more likely to be following your intuition. Sometimes you don't even realize how or when. Okay, and I pray that you get a little show of this. You know how it works. You get a little. That was my intuition. Ooh, confirmation. It's just my battery. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah. As I was saying, follow your intuition. If you do not know how your intuition works just yet, follow your body, which is super, super easy. If you're hungry, eat. If you're exhausted, do this. If it hurts, stop doing it. Listen to your body. And sometimes maybe you need to just sit and be like, okay, what am I feeling? How do my legs feel? How do my arms feel? How do my fingers feel? How do my toes feel? How do my body feels? How does my head feel? How does my chest feel? How does my belly feel? Okay, and you can use this also for making decisions. I love this. I specifically ask Spirit, okay, Spirit, how does it feel in my body when I'm making a decision that is misaligned? And the way I feel it, it's like I feel something moving in my stomach. It's like energy on my stomach, right? How does it feel now, Spirit? Could you show me, please, on my body when I'm making inspired, aligned action? And now it feels like this flutter sensation in my chest. I'm like, like, yeah, right? You can do that to guide you, until you figure out how your intuition works. If you haven't already, it'll come to you, I promise. And you can always ask Spirit, your guides, your angels. You can always ask confirmation numbers just now. You can always ask God. And, honestly, do not give your power to anyone. If you need answers, ask Spirit, ask God, ask your angels. Contact someone of your team. Ask them, hey, could you please show me? You can just tell them, if you want them to give you a sign, if you want to have a confirmation sign. Okay, so for example, let's say you're like, Spirit, I don't know if this person, it's good for me or not. If they are good for me, please show me a red-haired person. If they are not good for me, please, I don't know, let me hear someone, same person, saying rock 3 times in a sentence. You know? Whatever you want, girl. Go crazy with it if you want, okay? They'll do it. They'll deliver. They deliver, okay? And, just communicate with them. Communicate with your spirits. But yeah, overall, coming back to the main message, is be laser focused. Okay, know where you're going, know where you're meant to be, okay? And if you're like, where am I meant to be? Your dreams and aspirations, your goals, the things that you're like, wow, I really want to do that. And dreams are not always huge things. Sometimes your dream can be living in a specific place. Sometimes your dream can be, I don't know, going somewhere. Sometimes your dream can be living a peaceful life. Dreams are dreams regardless of, its visual magnitude, how impact they have on you, and how crazy big they seem. Figuratively, obviously. So follow your dreams, because you know what your dreams are? Your dreams are this, this little campus that's spinning around telling you where to go. Your dreams are where your soul is meant to be. In your dreams, you are meant. You are meant to be there. That's why they are your dreams. Okay? Because that's, the campus that you come to Earth with. Okay? We come here down to Earth and we're supposed to go somewhere, and we're not supposed to remember because we're supposed to get there alone. That's why we have dreams. That's a little campus saying, okay, I just woke up in the middle of the Arctic, and all I know is how a campus works, and that I have one right now and it's pointing me over there. That's all I know. And you gotta listen to that. You gotta listen to that. Your dreams will show you the way. Okay? Be laser focused on getting to your dreams. And be conscious, okay, is this choice that I'm making getting me towards there or towards here? Right? And also, remember, redirection. Rejection is projection, and sometimes redirection is for you to, you're gonna get there. 222. Yes. 222 is my number for alignment of everything is going how it's meant to be. Thank you, Spirit. It's my number for divine orchestration, for alignment. Just exactly. It's like you're on the right path type number. Okay. So always know that everything happens for a reason, and that reason is always aligned with your highest good. Rejection is protection, and redirection, detouring, have a purpose. Okay? I'll repeat it again. Laser focused, eyes on the prize. Okay? You may go this way, you may do a little detour, but you will never take your eyes off of the prize. Okay? I think that is very often, I don't know, that really shocks me when I see it, is when people are like, okay, if it doesn't work now, I'll never do it again. It's like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Okay? 2, 3, 3, 2 on the timer. I have had this dream for my whole life. And yes, sometimes perhaps I haven't put much action into it, but I've never let it behind. Not because I'm not doing something towards it, or not because right now I don't feel like writing songs, or I don't feel like this, or I don't feel like that. Does it mean that it's over, that I'm never going to do that again? No. Maybe I need a break. Maybe I'm focused on other things right now. Maybe I just don't feel inspired to do that. Maybe I'm bored of it as of right now. That doesn't mean that it's over. It's a time out. It's a break. It's a pause. Sacred break, sacred pause for a purpose. Thank you, Spirit. Okay? So do not leave your dreams as is this thing that it's now or never. No. Honestly, let me tell you something. I do not believe in plan B. I do not believe in plan B. My plan A is to get to my dreams, and my plan B is to try again, and my plan C is to try again. Because I know that's where I'm meant to be. Because I know I'm not going to be happy anywhere else. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. I'm not going to be happy anywhere else. Then I lose nothing trying again. If I do not become a singer, I try again. I keep trying. You know, in my country we have a motto that, I'm not a patriot, but I really like the motto. And it says, freedom or death, you know? And I absolutely believe in that. I will get to where I'm meant to be. I will be free and I will do my stuff and I will get to my dreams or die trying. Freedom or death. Right? So, never underestimate yourself, girl. You've got it all within yourself. You've got it all. Everything. You've got the tools. You've got your campus. You may be amnesiac right now and not realize why are you having these dreams and doing these things and whatever, right? But you just have to remember. You just have to remember who you are, where you're meant to be, why are you here, okay? Follow your dreams. Take inspired action. As always, thank you, spirits. Follow your dreams, take inspired action. Be yourself authentically. The highest vibration right above love is authenticity. How easy is that? Just be you, girl. Just be you, okay? Love you dearly. And we'll see each other pretty soon.